So at this point, we identified stakeholders in initiation. We planned on how to manage them in planning. And then we started executing, and we're directing and managing our team. All right, we're managing the quality, we're doing quality assurance. We're managing communications, we're implementing risk responses, and we're buying stuff. And as we were doing all of this, we're literally engaging these people at different levels of the project. At the same time, we have other stakeholders who, depending on the stage of the project, early, middle, or late, we have to engage them as well and let them know what's going on and make them feel comfortable, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's what we're really doing here, is we're taking that plan that we had based on the stakeholders that we identified and analyzed as, power and interest and for or against, sense of urgency, sense of need and legitimacy. We're using all of that information, and then we're engaging those folks in the right manner. Right? So I know we see communicating, but the engagement is what we're really talking about here. So we're taking the activities defined in planned stakeholder engagement, and we're implementing them. So we'll adjust our communication methods. We're trying to eliminate issues and risk and address any issues that might come up. Oh, what happened here? So we see the key outputs here. We're going to talk about change requests, updates to our approach, and our documents. That's all we can really get from how we deal with stakeholders. And we'll look at the plans, the documents, EEFs, and OPAs, and we'll use our communication skills and our personal skills, ground rules. We'll meet with folks and our expert judgment to make sure that folks are engaged at the right level at the right time of the project. So all we can really get from this process is a change request, and that might be a request on the scope, schedule, or budget. And it's just, again, comes from you probing those folks and getting them, in my mind, it's the idea of, like, if people are going to be pissed off at the project, I want you to be upset early on so that I can make you happy in the end, right? So what I don't want to do is ignore you and everything seems good. Okay, great. I don't have to worry about that. Nope. I want to keep probing you, and I want to keep finding out what's going on so we can get change requests. We may update our approach on how we probe people, how we communicate with them. Right? That's the how, our approach, our guide. And then we may update some documents, right? If our issue logs, have been completed, right? Have we been able to resolve any of the issues between the stakeholders? Is our stakeholder register up to date? Inputs here will be the plan, the engagement plan that we came up with, right? The communication plan on how to get key knowledge and information to them, and then our risk management plan. And the reason why we take risk, again, is because it may affect the deliverable, and if it does, well, that's going to affect one of the key stakeholders, the sponsor. So you see that this process, managed stakeholder engagement and then managed communications, it says that they work in concert, each focusing effort on aligning stakeholders and assisting in better decision making. And that's true. It's not just about communicating, but it's about engaging them. So any change logs, this affects stakeholders, issues affect them. We'll take these into account. All right. And then we'll use tools and techniques. All right. We'll use our interpersonal skills. We'll manage the conflict. The same conflict resolution techniques we see with the team, we can use it for stakeholders. We need to be culturally aware of what's happening within our project team, within our organization, between our organization and its vendors and suppliers and the customer. So that's the idea here. This is not too heady of a process. We're literally just following our plan to engage folks. And we'll have ground rules. And the ground rules are more about, Mr. or Mrs. Sponsor, I expect you to attend project performance reviews monthly and any, change control board meetings. And for the most part, if you have questions, I expect for you to ask them quickly. And if you have issues, let me know immediately so that we can resolve them. All right. That would be like the ground rules. Same thing with expected behavior for the team. We would have that in the team charter. So the same stuff that we see in the team charter, we need to have one of these for our stakeholders. Now will be the stakeholder management plan. And let's go use that and set these ground rules with folks. Because just because it's in your plan doesn't mean that the folks you're working with know it. right? They don't know that you plan or that you intend them to show up all the time, on time, at the right spot. You have to let them know. Sometimes you really gotta, gotta set clear boundaries with people and let them know what's going on. So that's the idea in this process when I say engagement. It's really, letting folks know what your intentions are.